I tattoo at Hardwire Tattoo, Wilmington, North Carolina.
Man, when I'm gonna get that tattoo, bro?
Man, whenever you
I need
ready,
like an arm tattoo. I'm gonna pay
bro,
you.
you running
I'm
from the needle.
Man, I'm
you
gonna pay that nigga.
You running for that
You scared, bro. I already know what it is. I know what it is.
Yo, I'm dead serious.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I got it in the car right now. What
shit,
you
what's
gonna do?
Gkos Lion Tattoo Lou. Some move quiet, some move loud.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Great Apes Cafe. I'm your boy Tim Tom Bomb, also known as Timothy Raw.
I'm Woos.
Alrighty, we got some special guests today. 2 special guests, in fact. And I knew both of these motherfuckers, shit, since I was 9 years old. We go back like 2 flat tires on a 1995 Cadillac. You know what I mean? That's how I be. Go ahead and intro. Hold on, sis. Go ahead and.
Y'all already know. Anonymous Soul. How y'all doing?
We ain't forget about you.
No.
Hey, this Tattoo Lou, man. This Tattoo Lou.
Yo, what's up? This is Gkos. Tell.
And we're
Okay.
gonna start this off before we talk about politics and all that other shit. I know y'all want me to talk about Biden and Trump. I want us to talk about how adversity comes up, how we should unify, how the country want a form of separationalism, right? Think about it like this. Yesterday, Biden stated on CNN that he want people to come together. You know, it's so hard to come together when the brain causes, you have people who have like separation. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you an example. Look at your Republicans and look at your Democrats. Look how y'all act on social media.
Mm-hmm.
How can I delete this man because he voted for Trump or because he voted for Biden or because she don't have no affiliation to any party?
Whatsoever.
Why should I cause that? You know what I mean? Like, why should I be mad about something as futile as that? And the beauty about it is how we come together. That's the beautiful thing. We may have different ideologies. We may have different opinions. We may be related in different ways by ideas. But the beautiful thing is that we can come together on a podcast and talk about some shit that we need to talk about. So anyway.
Do you think it'll ever be one?
So who?
Like without no Democrats, no Republicans.
Only when
What's that called?
When that shit comes,
If it's just ruled by like
Only way.
It should be no party system. I don't like a party system.
two
they
party
only do it
system.
to control.
I don't like no party system.
You got socialists.
Some country-
You got
yeah.
socialists.
Get microphone check. Get close.
You got socialists. I mean, I'm sure there's other parties. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the main ones I think are just Democrat and Republican.
Right. But you should think about it like this. On a macro point of view, if you're a real president, a real leader, you wouldn't be worried about a party system. The party system forced ideology, right? You got to think this way, you got to vote that way. But a real leader would try to unify people who's different. If I was trying to be a president, I'm trying to unify Republicans and Democrats. How do you do that
That's
though?
gonna
When
be hard as
everything,
fuck.
it is hard
Right,
because
right.
you literally, that's very hard.
What
Not
makes
a-
it real hard is the fact that majority of them is related. They keep that shit in the family.
I think, and not
That's
only
facts.
that, but like they just had 2 different value systems. Like what means the most to them. Now, I don't believe in separationalism at all. But at the same time, I kind of understand it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But me personally, I choose to, if something comes up on social media, something comes up on the radio, something comes up and somebody's talking about it that just is a part of a party,
Right.
I don't get disrespectful, but me as somebody who doesn't really want any parts in that, because they say one vote counts, your vote counts, but at the end of the day, I feel like
That's impossible.
Shit. Yeah.
It's
No,
impossible
I
when you
y'all
have.
literally get
I
to
see
see
if
that
that shit
shit.
was 15. If somebody had 15,345 votes and the other person had 15,000,000,
Your vote will
and I
count.
need to fucking vote. I was like, all right, I might.
Your vote
But
will
they don't
count.
even look at
that
our
shit
votes.
different. Yeah.
Your
They
vote will
don't.
count
The
if-
electoral votes is the one that you
If
can
it
go
was
over
the
us.
electoral votes is what counts,
Facts.
and that nullifies your vote in a sense, because if the majority of the state votes to a certain party, then that goes to electoral college. So your vote, in a sense, kind of don't count. But anyway, that's from a political point of view, like adversity, how people should come together.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the biggest mindset is just to find peace in yourself. If you can find peace and look at it from a macro point of view, that some of this bullshit really don't matter when it comes to politics. You can look beyond that and just be nice to your neighbor, especially if they actually deserve it. Be a real friend, not some person who don't know how to represent and respect each other or respect a relationship. You know what I mean? So, but anyway.
Yeah, true.
What other topics do I need to talk about? Hold on, I gotta take another sip of this. Hold on.
What's that?
So there's something that I wanted to talk about. The NAACP, the newsletter that they sent out over the week. This was after Biden got elected and everything, where they was talking about like the neo-Nazis and like the leftists or anybody that was like the Proud Boys as well. You remember we was talking about that, about the Gates Gang show. They sent the letter out talking about how anybody that is like that has melanin in their skin, y'all got to be careful with going out at night.
That motherfucker Trump ain't leaving, bro. He ain't leaving, bro.
They trying to start killing our ass.
All right, so
I'm sorry.
let me delve into this. This is a conspiracy statement. What I'm about to say. You got to think about like this. If you have a country, right, and you want to create a civil war, how do you do that? What elements do I need to bring to a country to create that? Like, just think about it. No. Just think about that. That too. But think about
Division.
Division. How do you do that? There's already a division with party system, right?
Race.
Okay, so you throw race in there. Then you get somebody to blow it up out of proportion. To say rhetoric that's like, what the fuck is they talking about? You know, now that's a subliminal. Some people say I'm talking about Trump. It's more than just Trump. It's other different political parties or people who represent these two party systems, and they creating this division. Then they want everybody to have the Antifa. Oh, that's considered too much. Or Black Lives Matter. And that's considered too much. All Lives Matter. Who? Blue Lives Matter, which they're not Smurfs.
That's
you know, like
uniform.
what you gotta look at. Like, you know, you gotta look at it from that point. It's more, but see, the thing is, if you have all these factions, it's just like high school. High school had factions. Yeah, your geeks over here, you got your sports people over here, you got your theater over here, show choir, your jocks, your cheerleaders, blase. They had the same ideology in this country, and then now they want people to bring other people together. That is an agenda created by the United States of America. I don't agree with that. And if you think I'm lying, Google it. Google the agenda of the United States, create separationalism. If you look on TV and you realize all this propaganda is causing separation, you're going to be like, well, what the fuck?
But then I feel
other
like
people, ask your friends outside this country. What do you think about the United States right now? Outside the country, he's looking outside. Because we live inside the country. A lot of people is blind. They're like horse blinders. They're not really seeing everything. You live outside the country. Shout out to my people in Algeria. You live outside the country. I talked to one of my friends in Algeria. Timothy, what the fuck going on in there? What the fuck?
Bullshit.
What the fuck going on in the? What the boy Trump doing on? Right on. Like he over there telling me some shit, you know? And
they be laughing.
We look like a fucking laughing stock.
Laughing stock for real.
We don't have. You ever see other people from different countries? They proud. My friends in Jamaica, they proud to be Jamaican. Americans, it's like they're not proud. I don't feel like we have any form of being a patriot. How can I be a patriot? Me, with my black skin, granted, I have plenty of white friends. It's not my white friend, that's my white brother. So that's different. Very, very different. But I have plenty of white friends. How do a black man supposed to be proud in a country?
Be a patriot.
Who still have that patriot ideology.
Play for New England, nigga.
Besides that, like it's hard to. It's hard. I can't see myself flying my own flag. And I know, and shout out to my people. I have family who's in the military, flying my own flag on the premise of what? When y'all literally try to indoctrinate a mindset to create negativism. It's hard to. It's like hard for me to do that. I don't feel patriotic. I mean, I probably can say now since Biden is in office, right? I can probably say that you got Kamala Harris, but what I know in my brain, that's just a facade. You know what I mean? Like, it don't really matter who's the president of the United States. Trump and Biden is on the same coin, different sides. Now, some will argue and say, that ain't true. That ain't true. Nah, it's the same situation. But anyway, what's the next subject? What's the next question?
No, I had something to say about that because we was talking about where they're talking about Biden, with Biden being president, him taking away the guns and stuff like.
You really think?
That's what I've heard.
I
haven't done enough research.
Personally, I don't think he's gonna take away guns. This is a constitutional right. I mean,
Facts.
some, but you know, over the years, presidents have been criticized horribly for trying to change the Constitution. You know what I mean? Like that's what a Republican builds off of is the Constitution. You know what I mean?
I don't think Biden. I agree with you. I don't think Biden. And on your question, I don't think Biden is going to be able to do that. Based
That's
on
just
what
what
Mark
I was.
said,
That's
it's your constitutional
a lot of people
right.
are thinking that right now. So
it's not going to happen.
That's the only reason I even brought that up.
I'm going to let you know right now. This could be on the record, off the record. If I find out that the United States of America is going to try to take away my guns, I need to hide them.
Facts.
The
NRA got way too much power. No way. No way. Let's be real. I'm just being real with you.
America's one of the only.
Are we good? Oh,
that recorded too.
Sure, what we talking about?
We got to get off of politics. I'm going to say this though. I don't like politics. Is just like religion. It creates division. It creates separationalism. Right. Religion does too. I got a Bible. I got a Quran. I have a feng shui book, which is not really a religion, but it's an ideology. Mm-hmm. People want separation. Separation creates control, and the government I always see want control. You know what I mean? Just think about it. Step outside the box of what you currently thinking right now, and think about how can the government control you. Because what I see in the history of what I know, your last real president was JFK, which is why he got assassinated. He was about to change up some shit. They're like, fuck that. That's your last president who had power. After that, even before that, FDR, fact check me, not FDR, Eisenhower.
That was the bisect. That was the drag queen, wasn't it?
I don't know. Eisenhower. Eisenhower stated. Eisenhower stated. Oh, I don't know about that. Eisenhower stated that
man was
Put
crazy.
That on him, man.
He was though. That shit is one of them.
Eisenhower stated that there's a military industrial complex going on, and he don't have no control over his own government. This is way back when he literally came up with CIA. I don't know if it was him or the president. Fact check me. CIA. When he realized the CIA is really who have power. All that shit, your judicial, your executive branch, your legislative, that's just a facade. That's just money. It's all about money. Think about the prison system. It's all money.
Private, and it's private too.
It's privatized.
It's private.
How the fuck we the most
everybody
freest country?
In there, literally, they putting stocks.
We
they
the
got
most
y'all
freest
numbers
fucking
like
country in the
bidding
world.
on y'all asses in there.
It's a corporation.
Hell
it's a
yeah.
corporation.
That shit
America
crazy
is built on an idea, but it's turned into corporation. I feel like America's been built on the idea of freedom that we're getting stripped
That's
of.
some bullshit.
But how could it be freedom when there was slavery? You know what I mean?
When it all started, it
started
out as some bullshit.
No, you're absolutely right.
Because America wasn't even America before Christopher Columbus brought his ass over here trying to claim something that wasn't
How
his.
You have people who's being countries who don't have woman has no rights. They get molested, they get raped, they get tortured, and they have no right to defend themselves. That's those countries. And they don't even have as many people in their system. They prison system. Look at our country. Feudal petty shit. Mm-hmm. Possession of drugs. Possession of weed. Yeah. Stupid.
Especially
getting killed.
Yeah. Why? Like, that's to me, like, and then we have the most, we spend more on our prison system than some countries spend on their GDP.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's a corporation, man.
It is a corporation.
It's all about money. I've always said
the prison system is a new slavery system. You don't think so?
I look at when I believe that.
Get closer to the mic.
I definitely believe that. But my biggest thing is for years, these past 4 years that Trump's been in office, I look at him in his face and I don't believe he cares about the American people.
Man,
I believe there's ulterior motives for money. He's a businessman. Okay, he's gonna make things good for business, but he's making money off of this somehow or another. That's just my personal belief. But I mean,
anybody that
it's
is in
complicated,
office,
bro.
anybody that is a part of the
agree.
government, it's all about money.
Everything.
Hey,
What
they
you
keep-
Green
think,
is the
Tim?
new skin color. Goddamn, that's
I gotta ask you, nigga.
That's
You
that
ain't-
bullshit.
They keep building. They keep building these prisons.
Ask me.
Yeah, they keep building these prisons, man, making them people work for free and shit.
And see, that's what the
Cutting
that's
land
what
and all
that's
that
what the
shit
law
they
need to
build.
change right there. A private owner should not own a prison and make money off of a person being inside of that system. I
Right.
hate it.
We have a social security number. They making money off of us.
Period.
Like like they're literally when you're born, you already in fucking debt.
Your ass in the stock market.
Like that, man.
And
You
even
ain't
that-
out of this shit until you claim sovereignty. And even with that, you was a target,
Yep.
a bigger target
You
for
a
them
bigger
because they
target
wondering
because
why.
They wondering why.
You know why?
Go ahead and like, share, subscribe if you have any comments.
For real.
Comment about it.
That shit crazy. As
But
fuck.
yeah, the prison system is a system. The military and industrial system is a system. The medical system. We even have a system on top of that on the medical system that most countries don't have. Well, what is that? The insurance system. That's the money we spend on insurance
Yeah.
is incomprehensible compared to the GDPs of other countries. What?
Have you heard of the nuke policy?
What?
They're trying to get rid of nukes. You know that?
Oh yeah, they've been trying to, but
they say I heard a podcast on it on NPR, and America has over 430 nukes that it only take it that could blow 5 worlds up.
we have
God
enough
damn.
nuclear
Why,
in
the fuck do-
America.
why do we
5
have that
worlds.
many?
There's no reason. That's why they're trying to do this.
But what did they create them for?
Because we got that
War.
defense,
I
son.
mean, but what
That's
I'm
what
saying is, if you
war.
knew,
Man, we owe people money and shit.
Man,
and they don't even wanna
that's
come get their money
why-
back.
The funny
I
thing
hate the
is,
fact that they try to be in control because little do you know what you do and what you put out in this world is gonna come back tenfold. Even
don't
when
think
it's
like
some
that.
shit
Man,
like
you don't get
that,
them
People
like
don't think like that. Though.
Like, but
what you
it's-
saying is a spirituality.
that
Yeah,
shit
they're
ain't
not
no
on
joke.
that.
But
They're
it's
not on
They not on
that.
that type
that
of
shit
vibe.
ain't no joke,
They're not even
man. Like that's
vibrating.
what
Don't
I
give a
think
fuck.
about though. Like it don't matter what type of that energy is so massive to the point where it could destroy the whole fucking world.
We owe China
We
what,
had-
like
We can
20
throw this
million.
world
Why
out
would
of
China can't
balance
get their
just
money
for
the
doing
back?
something
the
like
funny
that.
thing is,
They scared.
China's one of the out of everybody who owns nukes. Fact check me, you know what I mean? I heard a broadcast. China is one of they hold one of the least amount of nukes. One of the
Damn,
least
that's
amount
crazy.
of nukes. India has the most people out of the whole world, and they have no nukes.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna let you know
fucking
something. So
What do
United
we-
States
So
have
what that
territory-
tell? What that say
No,
about
what
us?
Matt is saying is 1,000% correct though. The United States in their arsenal,
The
God
only-
is in charge.
in their
Period.
arsenal.
God
is
is
in
my
charge.
president.
We have territory
God
in
is
every
my
country in
president.
this world. Any installation place that has a missile payload to deliver, we have the capabilities. This country can deliver a nuclear
And fuck some
arsenal
shit
to
up.
any continent on
On-
this planet
On
within 7 minutes. Now, you can fact check me. Also, I'm not probably even supposed to know that, but yeah.
Fuck all that. You know that. Look,
That's
anything
fine.
you know,
On the
you know it
same-
for a
on the
reason.
same-
Like what the fuck?
on the
That's him.
same NPR station the broadcast that I listened to, it informed me about this thing called the football. Now, the football is a guy that walks around with the president. The president is the only one who holds power to nuclear power. The
Yeah.
football is a suitcase,
Right.
And the guy has handcuffs to this suitcase,
And a
Mhm.
fingerprint, right?
and I'm not sure about a fingerprint, but I was told on the NPR station that whenever a nuke is supposedly coming, now they've had false alarms.
Many.
Yeah.
More than-
They've had false alarms, but see, they don't know where the nuke's gonna go, so they just don't, you know what I mean? Open this, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All right, send a nuke in.
Right.
They wait, and that's the president's power, whether he wants to wait or not. And see, a lot of people don't know this, but he's the only one who holds power to that, bro.
Okay, I got something
That's
to say
scary as
about
fuck.
that.
Scary.
Because when you
It's
think
scary.
about it, like they tell you that the president is able to start a war, or being able to set off nuclear bombs and all that shit, but they really can't make no move unless they told to. They gonna present it to us as if yes, like this is what I have to do, and they let it like they tell you that, but
History
it's
is-
like they're being controlled. The
Think
president
about
is a
history,
fucking
though.
puppet, though.
Think about the Bay of Pigs. Think about think about the history of when the United States citizens thought that we was gonna get nuked from the Cuban Missile
by
Crisis.
Korea
By
too.
Korea.
That was
Hell
coming
yeah,
from
that
Russia.
wasn't-
That was
that
coming
one-
from Russia. Yeah,
Oh,
that's all
okay.
Russia. Yeah, it's not Korea. But just think about that. We the only country in the world who dropped a bomb on Kawasaki,
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima.
And that's why they fear us.
125.
That's why they
The
fear
young-
us.
You think it's-
120. Fact check me. One country. This is one of the countries I can remember. 125,000 people vanish into dust, turn into dust, incinerated, destroyed. That's too much power.
And there's only been
How much power you willing to have to like? And I get why we did it. Pearl Harbor. I get why we did it. It's like, okay, you want to bomb us?
Right.
It's like, fuck that. You want to bomb us? Oh no, we got to bomb you back. Like we gonna take away your whole world of fight.
Yeah, we was so-
Japan never been the same after that.
Hell no, we bullies, man.
Shit, like you know how you like think of it on a macro scale, right? And
It's
look
sad.
at this shit. Like we
just
look fucking
sad.
stupid. Even on their side, it's retarded. Like, why are we doing this? You get
But
what I'm
history
saying?
has
Like
a funny way of repeating itself.
it does.
I told you
it
in a few
really
episodes
does.
before. They found evidence of nuclear bombs that happened thousands of years ago when rocks was melted.
We
and shit.
ain't never
Anyway,
learned, man.
what's the next subject? We getting off. We
was on point.
We was actually on point with
We
that
was
one.
on point with it.
But there's many systems you got to figure out how to fight and be rage against the machine. The machine is the system. This is the matrix.
mentally, bro.
When it comes to mental, you got to change. Sometimes you got to change your surrounding. You got to always remember not everybody can sit at the table with you.
Mhm.
Not everybody can plan and organize to make a move like chess. Some people don't even know how to play chess. Some people don't even take life serious. You ever met a nigga, your dreams and goals is to actually make it, to strive and have prosperity, and you have a motherfucker be like, you ain't going to be able to do it. You ain't going to be
automatically with that negative ass
shit.
shit.
You know what I mean? And
Get
you
the fuck
know who the
on.
fuck you are. You got to cut those anchors off.
Hell yeah.
Anybody is capable of being the best that they can be. They just got to change up here. And sometimes change here and change their surroundings.
Yes.
There's some circumstantial evidence to prove that. Sometimes you got to go through some bullshit to be a better you the next day or the next week or the next year. But yeah, when it comes down to like that perseverance, you got to find a way.
It's like the main thing you do in situations like that, whether it's good or bad, is make
What
sure
you
you
think,
learn
Tim?
that lesson.
What you think about that?
A1, I ain't got no comments. You speaking the truth though. Go ahead.
That's
You got. I mean, it's
Yeah.
hard to, bro.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people who say they friends. I have a lot of people who come up to me randomly. I guess randomly, who say I fucks with you, but do you really fuck with me?
That shit sound good.
Like it don't.
It does.
You feel me? Like
Like you
the
fuck
first
with me?
thing.
Like I'm thinking like,
Like,
what
yeah,
you
alright.
mean?
If
Okay.
they really fuck
Then
with,
none of them here.
You
None
ain't
of them at
gotta
the
say
table. But
nothing.
I'm just saying, like in general, like
personally, man, that's why I try to love people from a distance. If somebody's
got
not on the same type of time I'm on, if we don't have the same priorities,
Facts.
then you're not in my circle.
That's
9
facts.
times out of 10, if you got time to hang out and not do something productive,
right.
if you don't have something to do productive, you know what I mean? If we can't do something productive together, you have nothing
Yeah.
from me. You have nothing to offer me
Especially
as
when
a
you
friend.
get older.
You know what I
Especially
mean?
when you get older, bro.
Like,
you get
yeah.
older.
Pain is
Yeah,
necessary, but
my-
what pain you had to go through to come to that realization? Like what made you realize that?
Hitting my bottom. You know what I mean? My bottom through drug addiction, my bottom through seeing people destroy themselves from the inside out,
Right.
and me destroying myself from the inside out and just having enough. You know what I mean? Just having enough. You gotta cut off family sometimes, bro. You know what I mean?
Man,
Like it's
I
sad.
cut off half of my family.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's
Fucked up,
that,
yeah,
that, look, it be the
sometimes,
yeah.
hardest
It's sad.
thing because you really be like, I
But
gotta
it's
cut you off.
necessary to be a better person.
Facts.
Facts,
If
bro,
you really
like-
want to grow.
It's for me personally, like it has to be about you first. You have to be
And
about
it sounds
you first.
selfish, but it's true.
And then it's about
Other
my
people.
wife, and then it's about my friends, and then or my family. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like it's not. You gotta find people. For me personally, bro, I had to find people that love me through NA, the Narcotics Anonymous program. Like I found people that have been through the same struggles as me, who want to better themselves, bro. You know what I mean? People that I
Man,
can relate to, people that have been through the same things, who have had enough, who are trying to break the chain. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
How long you been clean?
Over a year. I've been clean over a year.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm
You
fucking
gotta
proud
get
of you.
that.
I knew this man since elementary school, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm proud of
Shit
you,
ain't
man.
easy.
And honestly, bro, like it's all about God, man. Like that prayer, meditation, and the
Not a lot of people know how to do
Narcotics
that.
Anonymous program, like it sound like, to me it sounded funny for a long time.
Right,
It
of
sounded
course.
funny
It's
for,
different.
but being able to think with a clear mind throughout the day, to be able to organize what I want to do, you know what I mean? Like I used to hustle, bro. Like
Right.
I mean, I got money, you know what I'm saying? I did my little 1-2, but now I'm a tattoo artist. And what
Right.
I think about is doing positive things, you know what I mean? This right here, who the fuck can say out of I'm sure we all have a lot of people who say they're our friends, quote unquote.
Right.
But who can come here on a day and show up here and do something like this?
Right.
Man, that's a fucking friend, bro, to
Right,
me. You
right.
know what I mean?
Man,
like
that's-
somebody, like if you can sit down and do something like this, it's positive. It's
Positive,
positive,
right.
bro. Like we're having a real live conversation on life, bro.
Right.
This is life.
Was that hard?
Fuck
I mean,
everything else.
like the sacrifice, you have to basically go through a form of sacrifice. Was that sacrifice like giving up? And the reason why I'm saying that, all right, so I know Matt, we go back. When I say we go back, man, my mom and his mom was friends, man. Like it was good friends. But it's not that it was just hard. But to where you are a year ago to now, do you feel good? Like you look good, man. You look good. Like no homo, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like you doing good. You seem happier than the last time I saw you.
Man, a year.
Last time I saw you, man, you was like ODing. Like, you know what I mean? You looked rough.
Boy,
Homeboy looked like a little bitch. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
A year ago,
Yeah.
like I seen bro a couple
He was
minutes
skinny
ago.
as
He was
shit.
like, you
What
done
the
got
fuck?
you done got some weight on, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
bro, like it from where I was a year ago to today, like I still have my struggles, but like I still think about, like, if you don't think about that time, you'll never change.
You'll never
You'll
appreciate
never
it.
change. You'll never change. So I try to keep it in my mind of where I could be. If personally, bro, I know if I use one time, smoke weed, if I take a drink of that right now, I might not get high for a while. I might not get high for 3 months. I might not get high for 5 years. But one day it might not be enough, and I'm not willing to take that risk no more, bro.
I'm mad I even got
Yes.
alcohol in front of you.
Real
bro.
shit,
Look,
man.
this doesn't bother me.
Right.
Because personally, like, you gotta live
You
with
changed
it. You know
the
what I'm
will.
saying? You
That's
gotta
called
live
what he
with it,
just
bro.
represented.
You gotta
That
live.
is-
What Matt just represented is called willpower and self-discipline. And not a lot of people have self-discipline, and you know you are. You know exactly who you are. You gotta have self-discipline. You can't be out here trying to fight people. You can't be out here just popping Molly, popping Zans.
I described it as a muscle.
But it's right.
I described
is.
it as a muscle.
It is a muscle.
You gotta work that muscle out. It's the muscle in your brain of discipline. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's days I want to get high. There's days I think about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I might be in a bad area. I might ride around and be like, damn, I used to get high out here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we rode through an area last night. I show my wife, like, yeah, that's the block. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
They doing this, they doing that. Oh, they probably gonna approach us if we stop. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've had I say all that to say this, bro. Like, I've had my days where I wanted to, but in my mind, the first thing I think is, if it's there, it'll be there tomorrow. And then I say it every day. Every day.
Right.
If I feel it right now,
What
that'll
you
be there
doing?
tomorrow.
What you
I'll drink that tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
You turn your pain, and this is why I say pain is necessary. You turn your pain to something that's bigger than yourself, because a lot of people can relate to that. If my mom was alive, if our mothers was alive, they can relate to that.
Yeah.
Think about how many times they had to struggle with that.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like, really, Matt, we go back, man. Really think about that, bro. You really think about that. It's like, yo, it been times that everything cookie and cream, and it's been times you saw it. I know you saw it, Matt, when retrograding happened.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, right.
But
That
see,
man,
my thing is like this. Like, we were talking to my dad the other night, and he was telling us about my family and stuff. And most of my family's gone, passed away, drug overdose, all types of crazy shit. And he was
Right.
like, it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Somewhere down the line, like, you gotta learn to break the chain,
gotta
bro.
break the
You know what I
chain,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
That
whether it's
generational
with-
curse.
Whether it's a generational curse that
Yep.
you gotta break personally, whoever
Right.
you are. You know what I'm
It's
saying? Like,
facts.
whether
that
it's
one.
financially, whether if it's a drug addiction, whatever struggle it is, you gotta recognize it, deal with it, and have the strength to deal with that reality, bro.
Yes.
Like that's been my thing.
Hard.
Like,
At some point, and shout out to my people who's still going through that struggle.
yeah, no doubt.
If you at some point, and I know this is hard, I want you to research methadone. And I want at some point when you research it and you understand that it was made and created by the Nazis, and you look at the chemical composition, what's going to happen? You're going to realize you need to get off of that too, and get clean. But yeah, I agree with you.
It's like it's a trap.
It's a
To
big
me-
ass
to
trap.
me-
And of course,
To me, it's a trap. You know what I mean? It's just like we said, it's another way for them to make some money.
Some money.
You know what I
It's
mean?
all
And
come down
another
to
way
that
to
money.
control
Right.
you with that shit too.
And then like they try to they just sued the maker of OxyContin. He just went on trial for criminal charges.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I saw
Yeah,
about that too.
it's kind of funny though because they make it and then they destroy it, then they make another one,
Yeah.
and then
And
they
they gonna do
destroy
the same
it,
thing
and then
back.
they make it, then they destroy it, and it's
I
kind of
can't
it's
co-
also kind of funny how United States is the number one consumer of opiates, the number one consumer of drugs. You know what I mean? You go to another country, drugs aren't really there like that. I mean, they got drugs, they got their addicts and stuff, but drugs ain't really there like that. You go around the corner right here, we all getting high.
That's
you
a
know
whole
what I'm saying?
system. It's a system. It's a system. Let drugs be illegal to create a system for you to be trapped and to keep doing illegal activities
And make money off
and
of
make money. You know how much money taxpayers pay for somebody to be incarcerated? You know what I mean?
And then
And
what
then you
they
multiply
actually-
that by millions.
and then what they actually give you in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
what they actually do for what they say
Say
they're
they're
going
gonna
to
do.
do. You know what I'm
If
saying?
you're gonna rehabilitate, then I need to see rehabilitating
there's no
actions.
such thing. There's
no
no such thing.
No,
You
no,
have
no.
to
Of course
do it
not.
yourself. And,
Let me tell you something. What I know. I know, and I only spent 3 days in jail when I got in trouble. So I'm not even gonna talk about myself. But from what I know, the majority of acquaintances, I'm not saying friends, people that I know that I'm acquainted with who went to prison when they got out, they became worse. And I'm gonna tell you why. If I'm put in an environment, let's say I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, but let's say I'm from somewhere like a high class, uptown Manhattan, right? And I get in trouble and I start hanging out with the wrong crowd and I go to jail. If I'm around so many people with the mindset of no, and I'm gonna tell you something, people who go to jail, they're not stupid. They're not stupid.
Hell no.
It's smart. It's some smart people in that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
What I'm getting at is you start picking up things like, oh shit, I learned this. And then you have basically a toolkit in your brain to continue to do illegal shit. It's hard to break that mold.
Look, bro. It's a
Creatures
trap.
of habit.
bro.
It's a trap. It's hard
It's
to break
a trap.
that.
Like personally, like I mean, we know I've been to prison. You know what I mean? I did
Right.
4.5 years. When I got out, it turned me into something that I wasn't. I went back for a year, and there's no rehabilitation in there, bro. Like you gotta do it yourself. Programs, how they say, oh, we have school programs. You have to qualify for these school programs. They don't help you get on these school programs. They don't help you. Like you
Right.
gotta mentally have had enough, bro. You like
Yeah.
that's just from a personal standpoint. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
But I mean, it is what it is. Like you gotta live, learn,
learn
and
from it.
overcome. You know what
You
I
gotta
mean?
learn from it.
One thing I wish I would have done when I was younger is learn from our family's mistakes. You know what I mean? Learn from my mother's, learn from your mother's
Let me
mistakes.
tell you something.
Learn from my father's mistakes. But some people it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You gotta.
No.
It's trial and error.
No, man,
It's
it don't.
trial and error, bro.
It don't work, man. It's been plenty of times, bro. Man, it's the systems though. I feel like, and I'm laughing because there's so many. I love that movie, The Matrix, man. When I see that movie and I close my eyes, I visualize different systems in this world, and it's just don't. There are traps. That whole methadone program situation is the biggest trap I've ever heard in my life.
Same. Look, imagine.
Same as a prison.
They're the
as
same.
prison.
They're the same.
same thing,
They're
right.
the same thing. Methadone is a mental prison.
Right.
Prison is a physical prison that just makes you worse.
Worse. Right.
You know what
right,
I mean?
Right.
You don't stop using drugs when you go to prison.
It's just the
There's
fact
more
that they
drugs.
You just
pushed
can't
all
do
that
it.
shit
And then
out.
you use more drugs to numb it.
Yeah, there's,
You use more drugs in prison, right?
If you want to get high, there's drugs there for you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's sad, but it's true. You know what I mean? There's truth to it.
The war on drugs is still happening. Still
You know,
happening.
Oregon just decriminalized all drugs.
I saw that, and you know what? To be honest with you,
They decriminalized
Damn.
all
I'm gonna be
drugs.
honest with you, and y'all can leave a comment. I think that there's multiple countries in this world that did that.
Portugal.
And, Portugal,
Portugal's
yeah.
one.
I think that should happen in a sense, because when you say the war on drugs, you turning people who have addictions into criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
But
And
then
that's
how
not
did it? My
fair.
whole thing
They
is
know what they doing.
the
though.
addiction.
Let me tell you
They
something. That
would've-
poppy seed been out for a long fucking time.
Facts.
That best known
That's
poppy
facts.
seed. That was part of the Silk Road at one point. And
Yeah,
you can
no
leave a
doubt.
comment. You know what I mean? Like
No
what?
doubt, bro. It's-
What? The
I mean-
heroin? They used to smoke
Triple
heroin in
smoke.
these long ass.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm personally like, I know I have. I'm sure probably one of y'all have. In the military, I met people in the military who said they've been to Afghanistan and used to protect poppy fields in the
Oh, yeah.
military.
That's facts.
You know what I mean?
That's facts.
How is our own military protecting poppy fields?
Well, you know what? You know how you make so
yeah.
you know how you make anesthesia, like anesthesia to put somebody to sleep.
Mhm.
You use poppy seed. You use a poppy plant. It's a beautiful plant.
That
It's
shit
very, very
crazy.
beautiful. I saw one at UNCW a few years ago, and you had to have like a whole background check, make sure you know drug dealer and shit. It's a beautiful plant. It's red. It has like it's beautiful, and it's different types of ones. You're like, damn, how can this beautiful plant cause so much destruction?
Pain.
It's crazy. It pain. Like for
Pain.
us, we know what the fuck we went through, Matt.
Yeah.
Matt, you know what the fuck we went through, bro. And it's like, yo, like that drug shit, man. Methadone is derived from that. Oxycontin derived from that. Oxycontin derived from that. Clonopins, Xanax. Can I keep going? Triple C's. What's next? I could keep going on and on. And it's derived from this beautiful ass plant. And it's like, yo, morphine derived from this beautiful ass plant. And you start thinking it's part of the system of money.
Part of the agenda.
Because
it's
if
part
I
of
can
the
make,
agenda.
let's be real.
Yeah.
If people get, it's like, well, shit. If I literally had a friend of mine. He's into the stock market. He said, Tim, go ahead and invest in diabetic medication. I said, why you say that? Everybody getting diabetic. Think about your food. Think about you eating.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing
I
we
said,
got to talk
shit,
about.
wait a minute. And it's the
Mhm.
same situation.
Yep.
What's the difference? Because you no longer had that drug person on the corner back in 1990.
Right.
You got the FDA, who's a part of Big Pharma. So
Mhm.
your doctor get a bonus because I want to give my patient
Hmm.
extra medication to have them in a situation to do what? Come back for more. Then they get addicted when they don't get the high enough dose. Heroin is a very, 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 very strong drug. You know what's really, really similar to that? Pills. Pills. Pills.
It's the same thing.
Same fucking
bro.
thing.
That's the
Yeah.
same thing.
That shit's crazy. Oh my god.
I swear to God.
Me and Matt,
Everybody on purpose.
it's crazy how our destiny is entwined over the pain of that beautiful, beautiful flower. That's crazy. That is crazy, sir.
First time I seen that flower was on that damn, what's the Pablo Escobar movie called? You never seen the shit?
No.
Narcos.
Narcos. Yeah.
I learned all about that shit. I'm like, oh shit.
Beautiful. It's a whole system. It's a whole system.
And I know y'all have seen, I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Snowfall.
I
I
heard
watched
of
a
it. I heard of
couple
it. Yeah,
CI,
yeah, yeah.
like they basically were like exposing the CIA for putting cocaine into the streets to fund a democratic war.
Let me tell you something.
Against
And that-
communists.
You know what
I
make
mean?
it so bad?
In
We
Nicaragua.
used to trade. We did plenty of Feed the World effort funds. Like Feed the World is a front. And we was bringing tons of narcotics from Nicaragua, South America. Tons of it on Feed the World planes. Then when they got caught by the news, CIA said, no, this is a government operation. And not one person got charged with anything.
Yes.
But if you, Mark, have just 1 gram, especially in those days, with cocaine in the United States of America,
Probably wouldn't even be out right now.
shit.
and it's sad because like you see people in poverty and that's all they know. That's all they
Man,
know.
that's
Like
all
Because they
they're
pushed it out.
they're
That's
grown. They're grown.
How
They're
you get-
born into
Facts.
an environment where
corrupt
people
system.
around them are selling drugs, and that's
Man,
all
I
they
coulda
see because
easily-
they're trying to feed their family.
Right.
You know what I
Bro,
mean? It's sad.
We
bro.
could have. I could have easily been in that situation.
Hmm.
I could have easily been in that situation. What you think, Tim? What you think you need to change out there, man?
I mean,
Microphone check. Get
and to
close.
be honest, I ain't much of a talker. You feel me? I just come to, you know what I mean, soak up. Yeah, but y'all, I agree with everything y'all saying. Though,
Right.
You feel me? I'm just soaking up new. You know what I
Let me
mean,
ask you this question
information,
then.
though.
What do you think? How do you think drugs affect our black people? What you see
I mean, it
on the news, on what you see, how do you feel about it?
I mean,
Think about it though. Like think about. You got nephews, you got nieces. How do you feel? How do you feel about that? Can you imagine? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you an example. Let me tell you why this affect me differently. So, my mom used to be addicted to, and she was a functional drug addict at one point. I know what my family members. Oh, don't talk about it. That's a problem right there. We don't talk about it. Maybe she would have talked about it, she'd be in a better situation. People don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at you is, if my mom was related to you, and 20 years, there's a 20 years difference where you could have talked to your niece and nephew about what they should do not to get in that situation to fuck up. What would you tell them? Like if you know what I mean? Yeah, that's ODing.
That's hard. That's a good question though. I swear it is. I don't know.
That is a good. That's a hard question.
That's a good question though.
And see, that's why, like when I talk about these
question.
items, man, and like right now, I'm making sure I'm holding my shit together. I got my nigga Matt on here talking like both our moms was cool. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna go reveal his business like that, but let's just say they was cool. And,
I'm bro. Look, I'm good. I'm good. Go ahead.
They both used to go to a methadone program. At one point, they was trying to seek help and redeem themselves and to actually be functioning people. To get out of that mindset. So my question is, what would you tell your nieces and nephews on what to do in this world? Because I even got a son now. This is crazy. This ain't back in high school no more. You know what I mean?
Right.
What can somebody like me or you tell the young folks of the world on what they could do to get out this matrix, to make sure they be a better person?
Be smart.
Yeah,
But how do you be smart?
Pay attention.
How is the people smart? 'Cause
paying
it's cool.
You got to pay
It's cool.
attention.
It's
Be
cool
aware.
to be not
Be
smart though.
aware and
Sometimes
listen.
think about high school.
You got to
Well, fuck
learn
off a little
from.
bit.
You
Yeah,
got to.
it's not cool to be smart
gotta
in
be
high
aware.
school.
Right. How do you
But
tell
see, that's the
Be aware and
problem.
listen. You can only tell them and prepare them because when they got in this
Facts.
world, bro, shit. Ain't,
You
really
need
gotta
Don't
to
be
make
follow.
that's
Don't
a
follow
fact.
your
That's a fact.
friends.
One,
Don't
you can
follow
be the
people
best
that's
parent you
doing
can
other
be.
things you know you
Tell
Tell them
shouldn't be
shit. That
doing.
fun
Can't
shit.
control
That
no
shit can turn
mind.
into a habit. And next thing you know, it's off to the
Facts.
races. After
one of
that.
That's
one of the
facts.
things that I plan. I don't have any children, but
Not yet.
one of the not yet, soon,
Yeah.
coming soon. wait for the sequel. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things I plan on telling my kids and instilling in their mind is learning. Like
Open
I'm
your
gonna
mind.
make learning cool to them. I want them to learn. I don't want them to learn from my mistakes, not learn from their mistakes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Learn from the people around you. Read books. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
gonna read books with them. You know what I mean? Like it's learning is the biggest thing in my mind. Knowledge is power.
I agree with you. My grandmother taught me how to read, and I didn't start reading until I was 10 years old.
I ain't wake up till I was like fucking like 20, 24.
Oh, I've been awake before that. I was always the eyeball.
Damn, how old are you?
I was
dog?
always the
Me too.
eyeball. I was always the eyeball. You
I
think
could-
about me in high school. What I was doing in
Really?
high school. Weird as fuck. Being show choirs, course music. Awesome. All sorts of weird
Man,
shit.
you
I mean,
bully
woke the
me.
life.
One thing
He
we
used to
got, I
bully
feel
me,
like
man. I
we have
remember
to
that,
do.
bro.
This
Hey.
is true. I was a bully too.
I swear.
Hey, I wasn't. Man, Tim was a bully too. I was trying to say I was.
No, definitely not.
Man.
Definitely.
One thing I
I'm too little to be a bully.
I have-
Man, my ass. I was a bully, low key. I was somewhat bully, But man,
I beat up bullies.
This white boy, y'all fuck with Matt if y'all want to. That nigga can fight. He can handle it. He can handle pain. You punch that nigga hard as you can. He gonna eat that shit. He gonna eat that shit and look at you like come with something stronger.
I tell people this all the time. You gonna get tired of whooping me before I get tired of getting whooped.
Matt can fight though. Me and Matt, we fought plenty of times with some bullshit. That's my nigga though.
Let me get that Yu-Gi-Oh card,
Let me get that Yu-Gi-Oh card.
What the hell you talking about?
Let me get that Yu-Gi-Oh card back, Mac. What you mean? That's my card. Man, that's my blue eyes white dragon.
Nah, that's my holographic shit, dog. Yeah, I already know.
I got one thing to say. As far as what y'all was talking about, what would you tell like your nieces and your nephews? Like one thing we have to do for our like the kids that's coming up, like I'm just gonna speak for myself because what I've seen. A lot of parents or our parents or, you know, their parents, they like to sweep shit up under the rug or try to protect you from knowing certain things about this world because they know how bad it is. And not knowing in reality that sets their kids up for failure and they thinking that they're protecting them, but they're not. Like
that's one thing I love about my
protecting
mom.
themselves.
She told me all the good, the bad.
Like one thing my mama always told me is that I could tell her the truth, but you tell her the truth, you getting your ass whooped. So like with that being said right there, that started making me like, okay, if I do something, I'm definitely not telling you. Like
that's like one thing too, like the racism thing. Like I feel like us as the upcoming generation,
right?
We need to make them knowledgeable of the history. You know what I'm saying? And
so
make
crazy.
them but to treat the next person, no matter who they are. Man, you bust your head right now, I bust my head right now. They gonna sew it up the same. My heart fell, your heart fell.
The same way.
And we shit the same way. We wipe our ass the same way. All that, bro.
I don't know if he wiped their ass the same way. Nah, fuck
Them niggas don't wipe their ass.
But I just, if that's something, if we're gonna change
Hey.
anything, I feel like that's one thing we have to start with. Being
gotta
really
change that.
like it's cutthroat and being truthful about this world and what's going on.
Yeah,
Like I know one
that's
thing.
right.
When I have kids, my kids, bro, they gonna be so fucking smart and they gonna be put on game. I'm like, I have to let y'all know this
My
because
son
it's
gotta
like
be put on
this
game.
is
That's
something
facts.
that I had to find out as I got older. I didn't have nobody teach me none of this shit. I learned it on my own.
But you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna continue saying this until the day I die. Pain is necessary.
It surely is.
It is so
That's
necessary
a part of
to
your
be a better
growth.
you. You gotta grow that way. All the shit, you be like, damn, I'm going through some fucked up shit.
It's like being the
Bro, you
rose
going
that
through
rolls
pain
up out the
because it make you
concrete.
stronger at
Like
the end
I
of the
said,
road.
it's a muscle. It's a
It
muscle.
is a muscle.
Bro.
Man, as far as my pain, it made me a better person than I am.
Yes, bro.
If I didn't go through all the good, the bad, and especially the ugly shit, I wouldn't know what the fuck I'd be doing.
Every winner has failed before, bro.
Yeah.
Every winner has failed.
You
but
got
they
to
just gotten
fail
back
to
up.
succeed.
It's not the way you get knocked out. But it's
People
how you
give up
get-
too easily.
it's
Let me
how
just
you
say
get-
that.
It's the
You
art
can't
of
give
how
up.
you get back up. The whoop
Look
the
at
motherfucking
the best
ass.
basketball player of all
Facts.
time, Michael Jordan. We're here in Wilmington, North Carolina. He went to Laney High School. Got kicked out of the basketball team,
Right.
and now he's what people glorify him as the best basketball player ever.
It's called dedication and
You
perseverance.
feel me?
Mhm.
This is Great Apes Cafe. Subscribe, like, share, do all that shit. Comment, blasey. I'm about to start wrapping this up.
Hey, yo,
Y'all
I
keep
can shout out
believing
my
in
Instagram.
Go ahead,
yourselves.
shout out your Instagram.
My Instagram's action_movie13.
And if you send that information to my producer DJ Barbarian,
Bet.
maybe I could put it on under the. I got a little information line on my screen on Great Apes Cafe.
Bet. I tattoo at Hardwire Tattoo, Wilmington, North Carolina.
Man, when I'm gonna get that tattoo,
Hey,
bro?
Man, whenever you
I need
ready,
like an
dog.
arm tattoo. I'm gonna pay
Bro,
you.
you running
I'ma
from the
pay,
needle.
man.
You
I'ma pay
running.
that nigga.
You
Ain't
running.
nobody
You
running for that
running. You scared, bro. I already know what it is. I know what it is. I know
Let
what
me
it
say,
is.
yo, I'm dead serious.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I got it in the car right
Oh,
now. What
shit.
you
What's
gonna do?
good?
You better start drinking. I know that. You better start drinking. Yeah.
I'm inkless, yo. I'm like butt naked when it comes to tats. I ain't
I
got
only
no
got
tats.
one. Shit,
I'm-
it's okay.
I sat right in that seat with my mom. I never forget. She was gonna buy me my first tattoo. I sat in that seat. I looked at the artist.
Oh,
I looked
man.
at the tattoo. I said, "This ain't it," and got the fuck up.
Oh, man.
Yo, I swear
Yeah.
one thing, if y'all ever think about getting a tattoo, the best place is to start with your arm. This part right
That's
here,
what I'm
you don't
saying.
feel. I swear I ain't feel nothing. I'm sitting
That's
there like a
what I'm
whole
saying.
But
G.
just
Wow.
know, after the first one,
It's gonna get addicted.
you're addicted. You're addicted. I mean, look at me. Look at me. I mean, after
I ain't
my
got
first,
near nada,
after
but
my
hopefully
I
first
I
had to
want some.
switch up
I want at
because
least
I
a
wanted a
sleeve
bunch
in
of
this bitch.
tattoos,
I mean-
but I was just like, I think I'm gonna do
Them
piercings.
shit
Hey,
hurt.
I like piercings.
Hey, I got little piercings going.
I like
gang.
my piercings.
I
ain't
mean, got
gonna
a little
lie.
thing piercing. You know what I mean, got the little nose. You know what I
Period.
mean?
Look, we 20.
But anyway, this is Great Apes
I'll make
Cafe.
it.
A nigga done. Subscribe, like, share. Love you, deuce. Nigga done.
Y'all be safe out there. For real. World is a cold and crazy place.